That. Needed that. Appreciate that. Good to see you, Asher. Saw Asher Black picked up an item about a week ago, made $6.90 in profit on, which is fantastic. So I want to go over some negotiating stuff with you guys, but I want to talk about some specific things, and I have some examples that I think might be beneficial to kind of drive home the point. I want to talk about what's called sticking to the prospect, following up with the prospect, and micro-stepping. So we talk about other stuff when it comes to message negotiation, but it's rare that we there's usually not good examples for micro steps. So I want to go over a couple of these micro steps with you guys, and then you'll see just some follow-up as well, and sticking. So what is sticking? Sticking is where, let's talk about each thing real quick, and then I got the examples for you guys. So what are micro steps? Micro steps is where you're going. Someone tell me what micro steps are in the chat. Dang, we did $3 grand in profit last week. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's about where I hang out at. I'm at about 500. Well, I'm gonna go pick up 2 more phones after this. We might get more phones after this. I might pull an ant and just put 2. I might put 2 pairs of running shoes on in case one of them gets burnt out. I got the other one already snapped on. Oh, those are some nice ones too. That's 1 line per message. So what's micro steps? That's right. So micro steps is going like line by line, and it's really slowly. It's. Let's draw it out real quick. So micro steps is we have the RWOCM. So let's go ahead and draw this out. So you guys are giving me all the good stuff. That's what I need. That's what I mean. We got the RWOCM. And micro steps are going from like step by step by step by step by step. And each of these things could actually be broken down into like, there's like a couple things here and a couple things here. So allow me to share an example with you guys if I can. So let's say that the customer says, hey, do you buy a phone? You know, they tell you the phone they have. Then they tell you the condition. Then you say, awesome, I can give you $400 for it. And they say, okay, do you buy flip-flops? I got a couple pairs of those. How do you spell that? Pairs of those. Now, maybe you could have praised it because maybe, well, we're going to assume that whatever they brought up is not going to have any resale value, right? What we're going to say is, we're going to say, so which would be the right answer? 1, I don't, but I can give you $400 for your phone and meet you today with cash. Or option 2, fortunately, I don't at the moment. However, so your item is in Ryan, smart guy. So which one do you think's better? You make the offer. He says, okay, I can give you, do you buy flip-flops? I got a couple pairs. And you say, I don't, but I can give you $400 for your phone and meet you today with cash. Or number 2, unfortunately, I don't at the moment. However, would you like to sell your iPhone? Number 2 is correct. Why is 2 is correct? Because you guys see this one right here? Meeting today with cash, those are benefits. And benefits are an important part when you're in the, when they haven't accepted the offer and you're in the closing phase. However, that's premature to say this. And by saying this, because it's premature, this comes off a little desperate. This comes off a little needy. You're getting too pushy, and you don't want to lose power here. It's not about you getting a better deal than them. You both are equally mutually benefiting from it. And if you guys ever see any of my chats, I'll get persistent, and I'm going to show you guys some, right? And there's a bunch of examples in the back office as well if you guys ever want to see more. But it's always like it's a win-win. I'm never kind of losing my power. I'm never losing my position because then you get kind of weak, and you never want to get weak. Number 2 says, unfortunately, I don't at the moment. So this is better because you're being nicer and you're letting him down, right? This isn't like a soft phrase, but it kind of has soft phrase elements where we're saying, unfortunately, I don't at the moment. I wish I could, buddy, but I don't. We're not saying I don't. We're, because he's putting himself out here. The customer is putting themselves out there, and we don't want to like just say no real quick. It's people have egos and insecurities, and we don't want to be too harsh. But then we're saying, however, would you like to sell your iPhone? Right? So we're going back. We never really got a yes about the price. So now we're going back for the close. And once we go for the close, then he's either going to say yes or no. It doesn't matter what he says, but it's a micro step. We're handling this part. We're going to get a yes or a no. And then whatever happens, we'll either go for the meetup or we go for the, we'll overcome the objections. So give me like a 1 in the chat if that kind of makes sense. It's kind of like a weird thing, but we call those micro steps. We're not going to prematurely skip and go to kind of the next step. All right, fantastic. Appreciate all the ones we got, and we got 21 people on this group chat, which is fantastic. So let me go ahead and, that guy wants to sell Aaron something. Let me go ahead and, that guy sells those vacuum cleaners, so he's always wanting to come over and sell me some stuff. Let's go ahead and pull it. Hey, look at that. That's right. And RJ just hit 10 grand in sales, which is fantastic. Let's see. Michael picked up some items. We like that. Travis picked up a bunch of items. Michael picked up an item with the reach out method. Best photo. Let's see. All right. So here we go. Where are we at right here? So I want to share with you guys something. So we're going to go through this group chat, and I want you guys to kind of catch where the micro step is. Oh, Sam Superman. You know Sam, you're fucking awesome. Sam's numbers are fucking increasing because Sam is fucking smart, and he's taking action. He's coming in his group chats, and Sam has, like, the right answers for a lot of this stuff now because he's fucking learning. So, that's what we got. What's going on? That's right. We're gonna look at this chat. Now, okay, we're not going to beat. Is it, tell me how to pronounce your name, because I definitely don't want to say your name wrong. Asim? Asim?
Can you hear me all right, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's Asim, like Asim, and he was sewing clothing.
Asim. All right, I appreciate it, buddy. The last thing I want to do is say someone's name wrong, and I'm not that good at pronouncing stuff or spelling, as some of you guys know. All right, appreciate it, Asim. Now, Asim, guys, has only been in Next Level for like a week, and Asim's very motivated because he's going through the program. And not only does he tell me he's going through the program, I can log into the back office and see what percentage of the program people have gone through. So whenever someone kind of complains or about their business, and they've been in the program for 3 months, they've gone through 2% of the training, I know why that is. So let's go ahead and look at some stuff. He says, gotcha. What carrier? She says T-Mobile. Says we can do $350 for that one. Right, and we could make that offer a little bit better, but that's all kind of outlined in the script. And then I like how Asim followed up, still selling this. So we're not doing a full group chat here, a full message negotiation here. I just want to point out something with you guys. She goes, yes, sorry. Asim says, no problem at all. We have a few appointments open today. We can set your appointment up for next available time at 2 p.m. We can meet at this place, and he sends the location. And then she says, what other times do you have today? I'm only 5 minutes from that location, but I had just gotten your message. No problem. We have a 4 p.m. Does that work for you? And I like how you're doing this, Asim. This is very good, right? So you're asking, this part of the convo is very good. You're going right for the meetup, which is fucking fantastic. You're saying we have a 4 o'clock. Does that work for you? Now, there's something here that's kind of a micro step that we could tweak. And I already gave my feedback, but I want to see if anyone here catches it. Does anyone here kind of see anything kind of that might be kind of a micro step? That guy says, call me back. Took things a turn for the word. Is the screen froze? Just recording. Let's see. Copying this. So I want you guys to see this right here. She says, we can do $350 for that one. That worked for you, and I like how you followed up. Of course, I would have said also I can give you, right? But that's not about that. She goes, yes, sorry. So is she saying yes, sorry to, does that work for you and the price? Or is she saying yes, sorry to she's saying still selling this? What is she saying yes, sorry to? And that makes a good point as well. She's saying, yes, I'm sorry. So she's saying sorry and acknowledging that he was following up and she didn't message back, that's nice. That shows that she's, I guess, like a level 2. But she's saying yes to still selling this. She didn't say yes to agreeing to the price. When they agree to the price, what do they say? They say, sounds good. I'll take it. Okay, so we would want a micro step here. We would want to say something along the lines of, she says, yes, sorry, and we would say something along the lines of, no worries. Would you like to meet up to sell your phone? You guys see this? You guys see how if we said this after yes, sorry, this is getting more commitment, which would be good because we had to follow up with her a little bit and we want to kind of bring her back into the conversation. But it's also it's also getting her to commit that she's agreeing to the price. And then at that point, we could go to the meetup. Does that kind of make sense here? Just give me some feedback in the chat. I just kind of want to make sure we're on the same page with this. All right, got a 1 from Sam. Makes sense. Yeah, it does now. Cool. And I know you're a smart guy, Asim, so you probably got that when I commented on it the other day. So we want to be aware of micro steps. And the reason I think she blocked you was you set up all these appointments, right? He set up all this stuff, and then she goes, I'm only 5 minutes from that location, and you did all this other stuff pretty good. I don't do this, but you did all this other stuff. We're going to say pretty good, right? Asim's been in the program for like 10 days, so we're not expecting Asim to be a master at this because he's everyone goes through the same learning curve. But then I think what happens, I think the reason she blocked you is because she hadn't fully agreed to the price in her head. If we got her to fully agree to the price first, then I think she would have shown up and there wouldn't have been an issue. She never agreed to the price, so I think that's what happened with that. So let me go ahead and show you guys kind of a micro step I did yesterday. So I was dealing with this guy. We agreed to the price, and I lowball him. Aaron lowballs, right? I'm now a lowballer. And I'm going back and forth, and I'm starting to follow up. And a pro tip. The further you are in this process, RWOCM, the more pushy you can get. The further you are in this process, the more pushy you can get, and it makes sense. So you make an offer. They ghost you. That just means that they stop responding to you. We wait 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe an hour, and then we follow up with thoughts. What do you think, etc. When you're further through the process, like when you're at the meetup, and let's say you set up the meetup for 2 hours, 15 minutes for the meetup. You send a message and you say, all right, I'm on my way. I'm heading there now. And they don't message you back. Then you wait like 30 seconds or a minute and you say, does that work for you? And then if a couple minutes goes by and they still don't message you back, then you might call them. Or you might say, is that cool? Question mark. Are we still on for 4? You can get more persistent and send more messages the further you get in the process because the relationship between you guys has progressed. And there's also some time. The timing is more important as well. If they don't accept your offer for a few minutes or, for 15, 20, or 30 minutes, sometimes they also need time to think about your offer. That's okay. But like when you're supposed to meet at 4 and it's 15 minutes till 4 and you're on your way, we don't want to send them the message and then wait till 4 and follow up with them. We want to start pursuing them a little bit quicker. Does that kind of make sense to everyone here? And it should just kind of even logically make sense, even without the examples, because the relationship has progressed and you guys you're further to meeting up. There's you guys are both on the same page. They accepted the offer. They agreed to the meetup. It's okay to be more persistent. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back to this example. I just kind of wanted to throw in a side point because I don't think we've ever brought that up before. And, you guys know how it is, right? You learn all these little things. One of the reasons we do all these things with message negotiation, you'll learn a few things on this group chat. You watch some of the replays, you'll learn a few things. You watch some of the text convos. And then all of a sudden you have let's say there's 100 different little things, right? All of a sudden you have a conscious, strong awareness of all these little things. And it doesn't matter what situation you're in. You're like, oh, I know how to deal with this. Oh, I know how to deal with this. Oh, I know how to deal with this. And then you're either the top phone flipper or one of the top phone flippers in your area, because none other phone flippers know this stuff. They never understand this stuff at the core level that you guys do. And then you're picking up and making $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a week in profit every single week consistently. He says, we can meet. So I was working on this guy, and I'm working on the guy. And then he tells me he's got another guy. So I actually think he messaged Ant. That's what I think happened, right? Just because I know Ant's on top of his shit. But then he said the guy offered to pay more than what anyone would willingly pay for a cracked screen. So I know he was bullshitting. So now I feel a little bit better, right? And I did lowball him where I was going to be making like 160 or 170 in profit on a cracked screen iPhone X. So he says, we can meet now if you want, bro. I don't feel like dealing with the extra stress of explaining about the phone. So basically what he's saying is he was just bullshitting. So that's okay. I said, okay, let me turn around, LOL. Now, why did I say LOL here? We know Chris Kripe knows the answer to this if Chris is on here, because Chris is very, very, very good with the mirroring thing. That's right, I'm mirroring him. He said it, so I said it. He goes, we can meet now if I don't feel like dealing with the extra stress. He said LOL, so I say LOL. When they say an exclamation mark, I say an exclamation mark. That's how this shit works, right? So I'm never going to put, now let me ask a pro, I got an advanced question for the phone flippers. Why do I not put exclamation marks or smiley faces or kissy emojis or $sign? Why don't I put exclamation marks or emojis unless the customer puts exclamation marks or emojis? I'll put them if the customer puts them to mirror them, but why are putting exclamation marks and smiley faces not a good idea if the prospect's not doing it? Let's see what you guys said. No emotion, says Asim, correct? Oh, that's right, Fran. What's up, Francisco? Oh, I haven't looked at any of VIP's tests in like 5 days. I should probably make that a note. VIP tests, look at. All right, let me make a note to myself. Woo! This is business, that's right. No emotions. People want to do business with like people, not mirroring. Not professional, says Brenda. We are a business. So let me share with you guys. I want you guys to all understand the core reason we do this stuff so you have a deep understanding. Which, by the way, once you guys get good at this negotiating stuff, this is a life skill you'll be able to use to sell anything for the rest of your life and just have really good communication, because most people just suck at communication. It's like it's really, really, really good what this stuff does. So we're at the same level. So let's say that, let's see. Let's say that me and Phil are having a conversation. And Phil's selling me something, right? So we're both talking like this. We're both at the same tone. When someone starts to put exclamation marks or emotions in there, emojis and exclamation marks convey emotion. So when someone starts to put a bunch of exclamation marks or smiley faces or junk like that, they're showing emotion. And someone that conveys emotion has to put more effort into the conversation than someone that just speaking normally, like I'm kind of communicating with you guys here. They're putting more effort into the conversation. So if the customer is talking to you normal like this, no exclamation marks, no smiley faces or emojis, and you start to put exclamation marks and emojis, because it takes more effort to In real life, if you are speaking with exclamation marks or smiley faces and giggling and LOLs, you're showing more emotion. Someone that shows more emotion is more invested in the conversation than the person that's not showing emotion. And if you come off across as more invested in the conversation, AKA you care about the deal more than they do, they subconsciously, they won't verbalize this, but subconsciously they'll think, this person really wants to buy this phone. They really want my business. Look at all these, look at all this effort they're exerting to express emotion. I could probably get more for my phone than what they say it is, because this person's like really invested. They're coming off a little needy. They're conveying all this emotion, and you, a lot of times, you won't know this, but you'll get more resistance in the conversation. You'll get stronger price objections, and you'll think it's the customers, but really it's because you're conveying all this emotion and coming across as more invested in the conversation than they are. You come off as more needy. Does that make sense to you guys? It's like really fucking deep, but I want you guys to understand this just so you make sure that in all the conversations moving forward, we don't do that. However, if the customer is going to raise the, let's say, emotional frequency of the conversation a little bit, then it's okay for us to match it to show that we're in the same level they're at. Well, we ain't trying to overdo it, right? They put an exclamation mark, I put an exclamation mark. I don't put an exclamation mark, a kissy face, an emoji face, a heart eyes, and then I send a GIF, right? That's a little too much, right? I'm going to match them, but that's that. All right, so let's go and get back in the conversation. I just wanted to, share with you guys something else that's important to be aware of, because you guys are kind of in the premium group, and you guys understand it's good to understand these like really advanced things. So we put an LOL. Aaron puts an LOL. Appreciate it, Tim. I said, now he already sent me the quick trip. So I want you guys, I don't have the whole conversation. He already sent me we already agreed on the quick trip. We already agreed on the price. Then he said, actually, I'm going to sell it to someone else. I said, no worries. If anything changes, let me know. My offer is always on the table. I'll drive to you. I'll come to the quick trip with cash. 20 minutes later, he hits me up. We can meet now if you want, bro. I don't feel like dealing with the extra stress of explaining about the phone. I go, LOL, okay, let me turn around, LOL. I mirror the LOL. I go, at the quick trip by you, this is a micro step. 20 minutes has gone by. There could be a gazillion things. What could happen in 20 minutes? He could be driving to the grocery store. He could not meet at the quick trip. There's a bunch of things. So I don't say, let me turn around. Give me 15 minutes and I'll be at the quick trip. I need to ask a couple small questions to relock in the place and the time, get an agreement for him before I head that way. So I say, at the quick trip by you? He goes, yeah, I apologize. I say, no worries. GPS says I'm 14 minutes away. That work for you? He goes, okay. So you guys see what I did here? This is a micro step. I'm not saying a not micro step would be, okay, let me turn around. I'll be there and I'll be at the quick trip in 15 minutes. I'm getting him to reconfirm because 20 minutes has gone by. A lot could happen in 20 minutes. I'm getting him to confirm that A, he can meet now. He can meet now at the quick trip. And it's not like he's got to say, give me 20 minutes. Let me finish mowing the lawn. Let me change the diaper on my child. You guys understand a gazillion things could come up, right? We could, for the rest of the group chat, come up with a bunch of examples. So I got to make sure that we're agreeing to the quick trip. We're agreeing to the, we're agreeing there. I'm saying GPS says 14 minutes away. That worked for you. I'm getting an agreement for that micro step. And then I stick to him. What does sticking to him mean? Sticking to him is where you don't say, I'm heading there now. No. He knows, is it pretty clear that I'm meeting him at the quick trip and I'll be there in 14 minutes? It's not like I'm on my way. Maybe I'll be there in 10 minutes. Maybe I'll be there in a half an hour. And then the next part of the convo is, okay, cool. I'm en route now. I'll see you soon. He says, okay. And then I say, okay, I'm here. I'm parked in the front in the black Hyundai Elantra. I have a green shirt on. He goes, okay, I'm 10 to 15 minutes away. Had to change my daughter. Shaking my head, LOL, right? And I say, no worries, no rush. Just let me know when you arrive here. And why do I say let me know? This is short for let me know. LMK is short for let me know. Usually I would not say LMK. Someone tell me what shows in the conversation that he probably understands what LMK means. Oh, ooh, damn, you guys are fucking good. I didn't think you guys were going to get that. Huh, damn. Right. He says SMH. SMH stands for shaking my head. So if he was talking a little bit more proper and he didn't use any abbreviations, I wouldn't use any abbreviations. I'm going to communicate with him exactly how I'm communicating with, exactly how, I'm on the same page as him. So you guys are very good. And then you guys see how I stay with him. I'm with him every little step. We're meeting at the Quick Trip. Okay, I can be there in 14 minutes. Does that work for you? Yeah, that's fine. I'm 18 minutes or whatever it is, right? All right, cool. I'm on my way now. I'm en route, right? I don't just say, can we meet at the Quick Trip? Yep, I can be there in 14 minutes. Does that work for you? Yeah, that's cool. We don't just stop there. We then say, okay, I'm en route now. I'll be there in 14 minutes. And the power of sticking to them is just like we're nervous. The customer's going to flake. The customer's always nervous that you're going to flake. So if you don't stick to them and kind of go to each of these micro steps and be there every step of the way, and you're like, all right, I'm heading there now, they'll get do you guys think the way that I'm communicating with them that it's pretty fucking certain that I'm going to show up? Just the way I'm communicating with him. Is it pretty certain that I'm serious about buying his phone and I'm going to be there? Is there any uncertainty? Absolutely. We just had a bunch of yeses in here. So because he feels certain, then he's more likely to show up. I used to get a fair amount of flakes because I wouldn't micro-step. I would get too anxious for the deal. So I would actually I did a bunch of similar things to what the example we just looked at with Asim, earlier in this group chat. I did a bunch of things like that, and then I would lose the deal. It's very rare that I'll get flakes now because, A, my negotiating is real fucking good, but also it's like I'm there with them every step of the way. And then they get a lot of certainty that, oh, this guy's showing up, so I'm going to show up. Now, do I still get flakes every now and then? Yes, I do, but it's pretty rare. I haven't gotten any flakes this month, I don't believe. And last month, I did get 2 flakes. And a flake, guys, is not like you say you're going to meet up in 4 hours, and then you message them and say, hey, I'm on my way, and they stop responding. When that happens, you just don't go meet up with them, right? If you're supposed to meet up in 4 hours, and you say, all right, I'm on my way, and then you push it a little bit further, a couple minutes goes by, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Is that cool with you? They don't answer. You call them, they don't answer. Are we still on for the meetup? And they stop responding. When that happens and they don't confirm they're on their way to you, then you just don't go there. That happens to me. I mean, I don't know. That happens multiple times a week. I think that's happened like 3 or 4 times in the past week. But what's happened is I'll follow up with them and I'll meet up with them a few hours later, or I meet up with them the next day, or there's always a percentage of people that don't show up. A flake for me is like when they say they're on their way there now and they'll be there in 11 minutes and they don't show up. I did have 2 flakes happen, like it was like last month, but I followed up with them, and then I met up with them both the same day, just later that day. And the one of them I met up with had a fake phone, so I didn't buy it. But that's part of the business, right? We understand that's part of the business. Oh, no worries, Tim. I'm glad you're getting value from it. Yeah, it's very important to be very sticky with these guys. Now, let me go ahead and so that is kind of this thing. Now, I want to show you guys another conversation about the power of kind of sticking. So this is about the process of follow-up. So let me explain what happened with this one. So you guys that are in the VIP already saw this group chat. This was last Thursday. He said his phone's in great condition. We go to meet up. It's in great condition, except for the fact that it's cracked on the front and the back. Other than that, it's in mint condition, just like he said. So I reappraised it right there. I said, made the offer. He said no. He drove away. Now, just because he said no in person and he didn't accept it, what's that mean?
Aaron, could you repeat that last part? It froze.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even remember what I said, to be honest with you. But, okay, so this is what happened. So, he, oh, yeah, Sam said frozen, blah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my shit freeze. I don't know. It's like a common thing. I think it's been freezing for like 3 months now. So, but I always appreciate when you guys tell me that. So, this is what happened. We go to meet up. His phone's in mint condition. That's what he tells me. And I look at the phone, and it is in mint condition, except for the fact that it's cracked on the front and the back. Besides for the multiple cracks on the front and the back, it's in mint condition. So I reappraise it. I make him an offer there, face to face. He doesn't accept the offer. He goes, no, you know what? I just can't do it. He drives away. What's that mean? What's that mean? You guys let me know in the chat. He wants more money, right? I asked him how much he was trying to get. But it was kind of a weird deal. I don't know. I'm going to show you the conversation in a second. I just want to frame it. It was kind of a weird deal because he was selling his son was meeting up with me. He got the phone, but he was kind of selling it for him and his buddy. He wanted more money. So I asked him how much he was trying to get. And I wasn't able to communicate with that, and he drove away. So I could have just left the deal like that, but I decided that the selling begins when the customer says no. And what the customer wants for their phone and what they will accept for their phone are two totally different options. And until I go through the whole process of getting an exact dollar amount of what they want, going through a whole bunch of fucking negotiating, getting told no at least 5 times, doing the 4 parts of an effective counteroffer, throwing benefits in there, making up excuses, whether they're legit or they're just kind of made up BS, and being persistent with soft and medium offers, I then don't exit the convo. So I'm just getting started. He, I think, assumed that the convo is done. I'm just fucking warming up. I'm not even fucking warming up yet because I didn't even get an offer. So let's go ahead and see what happens. He goes, red truck? He goes, yes. Okay, cool. So I'm meeting up with his son. His son's selling me the phone. His son's like 22 or 23. So I look at the phone. I'm there, and I said, it's cracked on the front and back, though. He goes, oh, whoa, didn't know that. What can you do on those? Whenever they say it's like there's an issue, and I reappraise, by the way, I always just lowball the hell. I always do a lowball. I just kind of like lowballing. And because when you lowball and you have good negotiating, you can come up in price. If you're bad at negotiating, then you're afraid if you lowball a little bit, you'll lose the deal. But just go through the process of bunch of negotiatings and coming on these group chats like you guys are doing and staying persistent, and you'll get better at your negotiating, and then you'll be more comfortable lowballing, and a percentage of people will accept the lowballs, and you'll make more money. This business only gets better as everything progresses. He goes, didn't know that. What can you do for that? I go, yeah, feel free to confirm with him, his son that's meeting me, but it's cracked on both sides. He goes, okay, what can you do? So I'm trying to set the frame a little bit because I am going to lowball. You might not like me, man. The Maxes are expensive to fix. I can do $380 on it. So I kind of frame him for it. I make like a little excuse. I wouldn't do this on the first offer. But because it's kind of like I'm trying to set him up for kind of the lowball, and because I'm communicating with him, but his son has the phone, that's why I did this. I can do $380 on it. Making the offer, shutting up. Whoa, hold tight. See, he's selling it for his friend or something, right? Okay, no worries, I'm here. What's this? What's this? Okay, no worries, I'm here. What is this? What's okay, no worries, I'm here? Thank you, Jamie. Woo! It's a micro, I'd say, not really a soft phrase, but good guess, Nate. That's a micro step, and I'm also sticking to him. You guys understand this? I don't just say, okay. I don't just say nothing. I say, okay, no worries, I'm here. I'm sticking with them. I'm there with you. Every step of the way, I'm there. I'm here. I'm there with you. He wants to wait. Sorry about that. I said, no worries. Now, he texts his son, and his son, I'm like, well, hold on now, son. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to try to negotiate with your dad so your dad can then communicate with his guy, and we can try to figure this shit out. So I say, do you know how much he's looking to get for it? even if it gets fixed, I still wouldn't be able to buy it at regular price because it wouldn't be the original screen, and they kind of complain when it's a replaced screen. So I say this. I ask him what he's looking to get. I could have just asked him what he was looking to get, but he says he just wants to hold tight. So this is what I said. We could have just said, I normally wouldn't say this, but I bought phones from this guy for a couple months now. And this is the guy that used to bring me this guy brought me 4 Maxes a couple times. I made almost $1,000 in profit on every single one of those meetups. So we have a little bit of rapport. When you have rapport, people will believe you more than if you don't, right? You ever just bet someone and they tell you stuff and you just don't believe them? So that's why I kind of explained it like this. If it was the first time meetup, I wouldn't have said this because my thought process would be the guy doesn't care. He's probably not going to believe me anyway. We have some rapport with him. I met up with him. I met up with his wife before. I'm meeting up with his kid. This guy gets phones like once or twice a month and we do a deal. So that's why I explain that. You guys see that? I wouldn't have explained that though if the relationship hadn't developed to the part it is now. We have to take the whole part of the conversation in consideration. The whole thing. If you guys have a relationship, we're going to take the whole relationship. Some beginner and intermediate phone flippers, they'll say stuff in like the middle of the conversation, and the reason it's off a little bit is because they didn't take into consideration what the prospect said 3 to 4 messages before, where the prospect was kind of a level 2 to begin with, and we needed to calibrate for that and made sure that we were right to the point and starting to add benefits and saying, okay, greats, when they were a level 2, because that's where they kind of started off. Maybe that's not the best explanation, but hopefully it makes a little sense. He goes, oh, okay, 500. So now I got a dollar amount from him. What's this mean? I got a dollar amount from him. What's this mean? This means that we're in the conversation, right? I got a dollar amount. There's no way I can do 500, but I did lowball a little bit to where I could come up in price, okay? Because we always lowball a little bit to where we can come up in price. Now it's time to go. Thank you, Mr. Jamie. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Now it's time to negotiate. Now we can get to the fucking point, right? Who cares that he drove off, right? The conversation's not over until I've gone through the whole negotiating process. That's how this works. If this business was just about making offers and people accepting it and not having to deal with a little bullshit, not having to deal with a little situations, right? It's everyone would make money in this business. Everyone would be rich. Yeah, it's just like a bumper. If you hit a car and it's replaced, sometimes they don't paint it the exact color as the other color, and even if it's off a little bit, it lowers the value a bit. Not a ton, but a bit. So again, I wouldn't say this normally to a normal person, but I have rapport with this guy, and when people have rapport with you, they're more likely to believe you, so he has the brain capacity to understand an analogy. A person that's a level 3, that's the first time dealing with you, they're not even going to read this. You guys understand that? A level 3 person that's like pissed off at you where you have no rapport, they wouldn't even comprehend or take the time to read this or understand this. However, because we have more rapport with him and he's not a level 3, this guy stays around a level 2, a level 1. He's kind of a chill guy. I can persuade him a little bit more, so that's why I say this. So I say it. I can't do 500, man. Would you do 400 or 410? So I'm letting him know that 500 is a little bit out of the question. It's a little bit out of the question. But then I make another offer. And what type of offer is this? Would you do 400 or 410? Let's see who's good at this. Would you do 400 or 410? Jamie? Would you do 400 or 410? And if I had to redo this, I should have just said, like, would you do 405? I shouldn't do 400 or 410 because this was actually a little mistake on my part. It's not a big mistake, but I need to be certain, right? You go to the doctors and the doctor's certain. You go to the restaurant and you want the cook to be certain that the fish is cooked, right? You don't want the cook to say, well, I think it's cooked the correct amount so you don't get salmonella. I'm like 95% sure. If you get sick, just go to the doctor. I don't think you'll die, right? So I should have just said a certain number, right? I should have just said like 405. We will wait a sec till I'm unfrozen. That, no worries. So let's see. Should we recap? What I was basically saying is if it's 400 to 410, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have said this. I should have said it an exact dollar amount. When you have an exact dollar amount, it shows certainty. You need to be completely certain in your business. You go to the doctor doesn't say, well, I think this might help you out. The doctor says, you're sick. This is what you need. Take this junk right here, or this medicine. So I should have said, would you do 405 on it? He says, can you do 450? So he's using the sulfate phrase on me, I guess. And I said, no way, right? Now I got rapport with this guy, so I can be a little bit more aggressive in the negotiating. Tell him to call the cell phone repair stores and ask how much it costs to fix both sides and make it where it's still waterproof. So I'm making it seem like it's expensive. I wouldn't say this normally. Normally, guys, I would stick to the script. I've bought, 30 phones from this guy over the last multiple months. I mean, I met up with him. I've met up with his wife before. I've seen they got the different cars. I met up with the son. So, and also what I'm doing is because it's his buddy's phone, which it might be or it might not. I think it is, though. I don't know if it is or not. I'm just playing along. I can be more aggressive here because I'm communicating. It's like I'm negotiating through him with his buddy. You guys understand that? So I can be more aggressive here because I'm not saying you're asking too much, buddy. This is why it's too much. I'm communicating through him, so there's a level, and I'm saying your buddy's asking for too much, and this is why. Do you guys understand that? That's like a very, very kind of deep, another deep kind of thing. You guys understand that? If it was a normal guy, I wouldn't say this because this is me coming across too strong and too aggressive in the negotiating. However, because I'm communicating through him to his guy, I can get away with saying, your guy's asking too much. I'm basically saying with the statement, your guy's a little crazy. That's way too much money. There's no fucking way. If I would never say that directly to the customer, but I'm communicating through him to his buddy so I can be more aggressive here to get a point across to show why the value's less. Give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'll try to explain it a little bit better because I don't think we've ever had a situation where I've been able to explain that. This is like, you can't get deeper negotiating than this. But it's I don't know. It's something that I did and, sometimes, which is good that we come across. All right, cool. So I got a bunch of ones. Cool. Makes complete sense. All right, fantastic. So that's a good point. I'm glad we brought that up. He can't do 410. So I made the offer of 400, 410, and I'm just asking for the sale again. Because sometimes you just got to ask for it multiple times, right? Sometimes you just by being persistent, and you got to ask for it multiple times. Why is being persistent? I didn't really do anything fancy here. Give me 1 sec, guys. Hey, what's up, boss? Nothing much. What's going on, man? No, I appreciate it. I'm heading that way in 4 minutes, so I'll be there right at 8:30. Yes, sir. Yeah, we do outside or inside. I got a red shirt on. We've met up before, so you'll see me either way. Cool. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm about to run to the restroom and head there, and I'm even going to text you in 4 minutes when I'm heading that way as well. Cool. I appreciate you calling, though, man. All right, man. I'll see you soon. See, he called me. So he was getting a little something. I appreciate you calling me. Blah, 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 blah. I said, you can't do 410. He goes, hold tight. I said, okay, I'll meet you back at the CVS or whenever. Right? So I'm putting a little benefit right there. I'll meet you at the CVS. He sends me a thumbs up. And then we got the next day. I'm going to go through this real quick. Okay, he goes, hey, what's up? He said he will do it for the 410. I made more profit on this phone with it being cracked than I was going to with it not being cracked. I made more profit with it being cracked than I was going to originally. Okay? That's how we fucking do it around here. We make fucking money. He goes, okay, cool. When did you want to meet? Going right for the meetup, which, as you guys know, we wouldn't say, okay, great, exclamation mark, kissy face, tongue emoji, and a bunch of BS. No. Where it's cool, it's business. It's time to go for the meetup. This is about when did you want to meet? We can meet in 10 minutes at the CVS. I'm actually 5 minutes away from picking up another phone right now. So I said, can I meet you there in 35 minutes? I'm on the other side of St. Louis and traffic is bad, but I can head there now. This is just, I didn't want to say I'm picking up another phone and I'm downtown. I just wanted a good excuse. So I was going downtown. I met up with, that person I was telling you about. I've been doing a run with that brought me the one phone, and the 4 phones. I was meeting up with his wife or his girl or fucking someone. I was meeting up with her for that phone. So I was there. So that's why I said that. I said, can I meet you there in 35 minutes? And the reason I like to have an excuse if I can't meet them right away, I don't have a long excuse. Don't make it crazy. But I don't want them to think that I'm putting them off. I don't want them to think that, what sounds better? I kind of want to finish watching this Netflix show. Give me 35 minutes. I want to let them know that I want to meet up with you as soon as possible, but it's, I'm in traffic or I got a work call. The guy I was talking to here, my excuse was I got a work call from 7 to 8. I can meet you at 8:30, right? I'm letting him know that I'm not like dissing you. Let me finish the gym, bro. I want to let them know that they're a top priority because A, they fucking are, and B, the last thing I want them to think is they're not a top priority, and then they get a little pissed off at me, and then I lose the deal, if that kind of makes sense. So he goes, okay. I said, all right, thank you. I'm on my way. I'll text you when I'm 15 minutes away, too, so you're not waiting. You guys see this? I'm sticking with him. I'm making it convenient for him, right? Guys, you're not here to boost your ego and be the fucking man and, be the person that everyone, no, you're here, you're a salesperson. You're earning their business, right? I let them know when I'm 15 minutes away so I'm not waiting. The other reason I say this is if I'm 5 to 10 minutes late because the person I'm about to meet up with is a couple minutes late or whatever reason, I don't want him to meet right on the dot. I also know that he lives literally 10 minutes away from the CVS, so he's probably just chilling at home and this will be fine. Oh, we got to go to the next one. He gave me a thumbs up. I said, okay, cool. I'm 14 minutes away. I'm here in the front. Now, normally I would get a confirmation, but because, again, I met up with him for so long and he's never, ever flaked on me before, ever, I don't really worry about it. I think it was kind of weird he didn't message me back because usually he sends, I'm on my way. But because of our past relationship, he's never flaked on me before. I don't worry about confirmation because of the relationship. Okay, I'm here in the front. All right? No. I said, okay, I'm here in the front. I said, just let me know when you arrive. No rush, of course. Then I call him, and he doesn't pick up. I said, ETA? He goes, what's up, man? Are you still coming? So now because now we're at the meetup point, it's okay for me to be more pushy. I called him twice here as well. Because of the relationship, again, I wouldn't have left until I never, ever, ever leave until I get a confirmation from them saying they're on their way. Give me 1 sec. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm on my way. I'll see. All right, so I got to let that guy know I'm on the way. And then he said, what's up? I said, what's up, man? Are you still coming? Then I said, okay, what the heck? You guys hang out with me. I said, all right, I'm going to head out here in a sec. When you get this, just let me know. Not sure what happened. So I'm not cussing him out, right? If it was the first person that flaked on me, I'd be a little pissed off. But I know this guy isn't the kind of person to flake. So I'm positioning this like, I'm a little bit upset that you didn't meet up, but we've done business for the last 3 months. You've always shown up on time. I'm not really stressing about it. Shit happens. As soon as I sent this text, he pulled up. He was driving. His phone fell underneath the seat, and he couldn't get his phone. That's why he didn't text me back, and that's me picking up the phone with the cracks on it. So the deal was done. I got the deal. Everything was cool. That's what I got for you guys. All right, guys. Well, that's what I got for you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me and allowing me to answer these calls and take stuff while we were negotiating. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this phone, and then I gotta grab another phone as well. But that's what I got for you guys. We went over some good stuff here, though. This was a very good group chat because we covered a few different angles of message negotiation that we haven't really covered before. Re-emphasizing the fundamentals is good, but we talked about micro-stepping, we talked about skipping, and then we talked sticking to the prospect, and then we also covered the further you get through the convo, the more persistent you can be because the relationship of you guys meeting up has progressed. And then we talked about if you're ever in a situation, speaking through the person to the other person, which is like, I guess, I mean, that's like a fucking crazy advanced negotiating thing. But, you know, if you ever come across a situation, you'll be able to do it. So that's what I got for you guys. It was great hanging out with you guys. I love you guys like always. I love hanging out with you guys. And hopefully you guys got a bunch of golden nuggets from this so you can take this, put it in your negotiating skills, and level up so you can go out there and flip some phones and make some money and live the life you deserve to live. Very few people, everyone's not making the money they want. Very few people are proactive in doing something about it. I respect every one of you here for being on this group chat, sacrificing an hour to hang out with me so you can get better information. And one of the things I try to do on these group chats is deliver as much value as I can because I know if you're on this group chat or watching the replay, you're serious about this business or else you wouldn't be watching this. So I want to make sure that you're getting a good return on your time as well. Great hanging out with you guys. Great seeing you guys as well. Great seeing some of the new people we have and some of the old familiar faces that I've been seeing for, months and probably some people I've been seeing for a couple years. And I've known Ann for back in the clone days. Miss Brenda, Christian, David. All right, guys, I'm going to go pick up this phone and then I'm going to pick up the other phone.